All right, everybody, welcome. We have a special treat for you today. We are streaming live from the NMA, the National Medical Association Conference, right here in Atlanta. And as you can see, we have Mrs. Keisha Knight Pulliam.
Yes, hi.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
First things first,
hmm
how have you been?
I'm wonderful.
Good.
I'm wonderful. A little tired, got in on a red eye this morning from working all day yesterday, but I'm grateful and very happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. And how's married life treating you?
Wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful.
You've got a wonderful husband.
I do, don't I? He's right over there.
Yes. So let's get into it.
Okay.
We're talking about health,
hmm
Black health, and you've had some racial, some racism within the healthcare industry.
I don't think that's the place to start. I think
Okay.
the place to start is really the importance of having people who look like us as healthcare providers and on the other side. What I know is it's really important to have like kind, not just the role modelship, but people who are in the positions of decision making and power. It's just important not only from a role model standpoint from our little kids who are looking to it, but also ensuring that we are receiving the best care across the board. Because yes, there is, racism and bias that is built in to every system in the fabric of this country, and it does not exclude medical care.
Mm.
And the importance of it, and specifically in medical care, is that, it is life or death. So it's very important that we have people who are coming up who are choosing to go into this field, and going into the hardest hit areas, because a lot of our people are um, in areas that may not have access to care or even great care.
Mm.
So it's being passionate and taking on even those hard cases. A lot of times people think of doctors and choose to be doctors because they think of the money that's involved, versus the people that they help. And this is a job where there is a very direct impact, from the work that you do and the lives that you save.
Mm. Well, that's the reason why we exist.
hmm
So let's talk about your health. How are you doing health wise? Is there any sort of routine that you're doing just to stay healthy on a regular basis?
I think it's of course important, to get your checkups and to eat well and to sleep, and all of that is super important. And I always say it's also about the food that you put in your body, but it's not just the food that you consume. It is the media you
Mm-hmm.
consume. It is the conversations that you consume, the energies that you surround yourself with. All of those are very, very important. And we make it a point in our house to, yeah, we're not necessarily vegans or vegetarians. We eat everything, but I make it a point to buy the highest quality and making sure it's organic. We have a farm. We're growing our own food. We have our own chickens. We eat our own farm fresh eggs.
Wow.
In the morning, because, you can either pay for it on the front end or the back end. A lot of people be like, oh, but that's so expensive. But yeah, so is going to the doctor because you have cancer. That's really expensive in a multitude of ways, not just financially, but also with your body, your well being, and your health. It's very expensive. But I think a piece that people forget a lot is your mental, emotional, and spiritual well being, and ensuring that you are taking care of that, because your thoughts that you speak and the things that you engage in, whether it's, engaging in the negativity, also adversely affects your health. So ensuring that you're staying positive and optimistic and taking the time for you. Self-care is so important. Like, I'm an avid meditator. I meditate every day, multiple times a day. And it's necessary for me to stay centered, to stay grounded, and just to check in to what are my needs. And people, I feel like peace and joy are underrated in terms of understanding the impact that they have on your overall health and well-being. So they're paramount and a priority for, me and my family.
Mhm. And that peace and joy that you speak of, you find that inwardly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. So, if I remember correctly, you were doing a series where you were cooking.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
spice line, Keisha's Kitchen Collection. that I started about 5 years ago. It just really came from my passion for cooking and realizing that, we shifted to a society that really eats more out, that
Mm-hmm.
gets takeout, gets Uber Eats, does these different things. But there's just so much, we have such a strong heritage, specifically in the African American community, of the community of family dinners. And, I wanted to bring people back to the kitchen. A lot of people do it because they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, what to see, how to do it. But, it's vital in terms of just our mental health and
Mm-hmm.
connecting, as well as the food and the nourishment that we're putting in our body.
Yes.
So that's really how Keisha's Kitchen was birthed.
And your go-to dish would be?
It really depends. For me to, have a spice line, be a chef, and all of that, I have a daughter who thinks that pasta and red sauce is, or ketchup, anything with ketchup is, ketchup is a food group in our house, apparently.
Oh.
But, so, it's really kind of what my family is wanting at this moment. But, yeah, we always have some kind of pasta and some kind of red sauce, whether it's kind of a caprese pasta, a marinara, a bolognese. It's something like that always.
Well, you are an actress. You're a mom. You're a wife. You're an entrepreneur. How do you do all of that? You talked about meditating, but for the busy mom out there that's listening today, what advice can you give her?
Meditate. It makes a difference. And absolutely, because that's the space where you find time for you. And so often, specifically in the Black community, we have this tradition of religion and prayer. But when do you take the time to listen to the answers? That's what meditation is. And, it also creates a space that you make time specifically just for you to quiet down, to just to hear and to listen to your own intuition, because our intuition is very strong. And also just one moment, one piece at a time. So often we can get overwhelmed when we're looking at the entirety of the picture. And I'm one person who has to take it moment by moment, day by day, and not project myself far into the future, because that's where anxiety lives. Yeah. And if you project yourself, well, not project, but if you dwell in the past, that's where, guilt lives. So I challenge myself always to stay in the present, because I know it sounds really cliche, but that's where the greatest gift is. And you're creating your life every day by the moments that you have right now. So every moment that you collect in the present is what your legacy is, and is what your future is too.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
For our viewers out there who've seen you grow up on screen for so many number of years into this incredible woman that you are now, what do you love about being a Black woman?
Everything. I mean, is there something to choose from? I don't know. I'm sorry for y'all who just didn't get to live this lifetime as a Black woman. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, last question. What do you have coming up? What do you look forward to in the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years? You got some projects coming up, or just family?
All of it. I'm just looking forward to continuing to enjoy each day, and having the ability to live and work in my purpose and do what I love and earn an amazing living at it. To spend time with my family, and as we grow, and just enjoying the moments. Professionally, we have so much on the table. We have a Christmas movie that stars myself and my husband for Lifetime. That's coming out this Christmas, and I actually produced it as well. I directed a movie for Hallmark Channel that's coming out this fall also.
Okay. Are you getting more into the behind the camera?
Yeah, and I mean, it's always what I've loved. So my husband and I, we do produce projects together as well. But directing has always been a passion of mine, and The House of Pain is on BET. Yep. I've directed several episodes of that as well. So just doing all the things that I continue to enjoy doing. So Married at First Sight, that's where I was in LA shooting for After Party. It's a show that I host there. So, stay busy and enjoy it.
Yes. Well, there is, I don't know if they can feel it out there, but there is a presence coming from you that's just a warm spirit, and I wish everybody could feel that, and just see just the incredible woman that you are. So thank you. Thank you
Thank
for being
you.
here. Thank you for sharing with us. And man, much success to you and your husband.
Thank
So
you.
we love you here at blackdoctor.org. We affectionately call ourselves BDO.
Okay.
And we love it. So
Well,
thank
you
you so
guys,
much.
thank you and keep doing what you're doing because, you know, it's necessary. And these past couple years for all the doctors out there
Yes.
have been hard. You know, you all have been on the front line of dealing with all of this. And, you know, if you haven't heard it enough, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, that's why we're here. We celebrate the doctors, those unsung heroes that are now being pushed to the forefront like they always have needed to be.
Absolutely.
So thanks again.
Yeah.
All right. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.